Welcome to our podcast, Može Kafa. We are Ivana
and Maki,
your host. In this podcast, we discuss interesting details about Serbian language and culture from a learner's and teacher's perspective.
We offer new and fun resources for learners of Serbian. To follow each episode with annotated script, vocabulary, and quizzes, join us also at Može Kafa Podcast on Instagram. So if you're ready, grab a cup of coffee and enjoy the podcast. Hello, everyone.
Good morning. Dobro jutro.
Dobro jutro. Welcome to our 9th episode.
Exactly. We are going strong.
Yes. And today we are going to talk about humor. And you say it.
Inat.
Inat. Yes.
Yes. A
unique word that has no equivalent in English. Direct equivalent, I think. Right, Ivana?
Exactly. And before we talk about humor and Inat, we just want to stop by and tell you that we have a new page which is called Buy Me a Coffee, and this is somewhere where you can actually donate to us if you feel like we should be donated some money, because we're still not necessarily earning. So, but you choose the amount. So if you want to add or like donate €1, €2, €3, how many you want, you can leave us a note. We will definitely read it, and we can actually read some of them in our podcast.
Yes,
right? That could be an idea.
We will definitely.
Yes. So if this is something of interest to you, then support us. But yeah, just wanted to tell you that.
Mm-hmm. We will appreciate your feedback and your donations, everyone. And Ivana, did you know that our podcast has been downloaded more than 750 times so far?
Yes. I was really surprised. That's a really nice kind of boost, for our work.
Definitely.
So there you go. Now you have all the information. For Buy Me a Coffee, there's an icon. As far as I could see, it's on our Buzzsprout page.
Mm-hmm.
But we will probably
add
it exactly on Instagram.
On Instagram too, and make a story about it.
That's it. Now let's start with humor and Inat. And I actually want to ask you one thing about. Wait, should we just start with humor first? And
yes,
then move
I think humor first.
Okay, let's separate them. Maki. Are we funny people?
I think so. I see you so. But the thing is, the funny things require a higher level of Serbian. So
exactly,
my friends end up having like jokes in Serbian when we go somewhere, and I really want to, the translation is not enough, so I really want to get to that advanced level to have the same amount of fun as they do.
Yeah, to get the joke. And some of the jokes are very specific to Serbians. So, but I think overall I would say that this is just like we're not comedians, we're not like staging these things, but it's just like such a big part of our culture. Jokes are also very tricky. You can make a joke and then the other person might get angry, and this is just that's just how it is with jokes. And maybe and the reason why we use them so much is to test, but show our friendship and proximity and closeness to that other person. So I'm so comfortable with you that I can tell you a joke, and even like a dirty joke, or whatever, and you're gonna get it. You're not gonna get angry. So we joke all the time in many different ways.
So too. There's no limit. There's no taboo topic there, I think, right? When it comes to jokes.
Of course, luckily I grew up around friends and family that never ever got angry when because we were close. No one had bad intentions. But then as I went out into the world, when studying and met people from different areas of Serbia, and then I realized maybe it's not like that everywhere. Not everyone's the same, and I kind of had to be a bit careful about what I used, even swear words. We use swear words with friends.
Yeah.
So, and some people would get angry. And then you just have to know who to talk to like that.
I see.
Yeah.
And one thing that even though I don't understand, I see that actually jokes are always in rhyming words. There's the endings are catchy, right?
Yes. Well, there actually I want to talk about so many ways to joke around and be funny and show that closeness to someone else. One way is through nicknames, which is you can call someone, hey, chubby, or like that will be totally fine, or like which I know one word with probably someone uses different nicknames, but Buca or Bucko is chubby.
Chubby. I
Yes.
also heard there's a friend of mine here who is bald, and people call him, what was it?
Chalavi?
Chelevi, child,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like Chele. So directly, you like calling him bald. Hey, bald.
Exactly. Or, I mean, my dad actually has a friend who they call a liar, which means lajov.
Lajo.
And it's like, yeah, Alaj, it's like liar, his name and then liar. And it's just, for some reason, it's just like, they're all okay with it. It's a nickname. Or you can do that with, in the north of Serbia, there's like many nationalities. Like there's Hungarians, there's Romanians, there's Romani people. And, but you can just say, hey, Hungarian guy, like, hey, Magyar, like he's known as Magyar, or anyone from the north of Europe, may it be like Germany and Austria, and well, Austria is center, but like Sweden, Norway, they're gonna be Schwabe.
Schwabe.
Yeah.
Meaning?
And Schwabe is actually Swabia. It's the region in Germany.
Okay.
So those people we call Schwabe. And but we don't care. We don't care if you're from Austria. You're Schwabe, even though that's not a region in Germany.
I see. That's funny.
So you can do that. You can joke about. We have like jokes which are like staged jokes, which is Witz.
What again?
Witz.
Witz. No.
Yeah, it's like let me tell you a joke.
Ah.
And stuff. So actually, I think it's in German they also call it Witz, I think. So and we joke like there's if you go online after this episode, Google Witzevi.
Witzevi.
Yes, and you're gonna find so many jokes you don't even know. We have like a stash of them. We have like good Bibles.
I see. Are they like a German and a British and a Serbian go into a bar kind of jokes?
Kind of. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I saw them
like
actually, a couple of them.
Yeah. So we have, of course, we have like jokes about nationalities, about regions. We joke about our region as well. Like let's say the regions in like the south, north of Serbia, Bosnians, Herzegovians, like Montenegrins, whatever. You can joke about like we joke a lot about blonde chicks, like blondies, about them, how they're like supposedly stupid, and for some reason they're called actually a blonde girl is called plavusha. Plavo is actually blue.
Why?
And for some reason, I don't know. We just call them plavush, even though they're not blue.
Okay.
And of course, we have jokes about Romani people, and like so many. We also have dark humor.
Especially in the movies, I realized.
Yes.
The movies that I watched, always dark humor. Some sad sentence, but at the same time give you like a kind of smile, but it's like hysteric smile.
But it's like, we have them, and some of them, some people like them, some people hate them. So
about nationality, one thing just popped up in my mind. For Turkish people, I think you have this like smoking like a Turk.
Yes, like the kind of like a quintessential person who smokes, exactly like Turks for us smoke because of
shisha.
Shisha. Yeah, we say nargile, I think. How do you say
in Turkish? We say nargile.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we just adapted it. So yeah, for us, you are you're smokers.
I see, but that is a kind of old part of Turkish culture now. You don't see them when you go to Istanbul. Those kind of bars or pubs or cafes were so common when I was a child, but now not that much. In Bosnia, however, when I went to Bosnia, I was so shocked to see all these shisha places, and I felt like back in time in Turkey.
But where were you? You were in Sarajevo?
Sarajevo,
right?
yes.
Okay. That's a touristy place, so like I would also use up, that culture of smoking as well. But it is something that is kind of like old school maybe, but that's the thing. That's when we were exposed to the Ottoman Empire, right? So that's when it was omnipresent, but now
Now
it's just like a stereotype that kind of stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So also we have a dark humor is called black humor in Serbia. Crni humor.
Humor is humor? Oh,
yes.
Humor is humor. Okay.
Humor.
Yeah. Humor. Okay, good.
And then I actually wrote down some I wrote down one joke about blondies.
Plavusha. What was
Plavusha.
Plavusha.
Yeah. And I will read it in Serbian and then I will translate it so
All
that
right.
you understand. So, zašto Plavusha zove hitnu pomoć? Which is, why is a blonde calling an ambulance?
Pomoć, by the way, is help, right?
Yes. So for us, the ambulance is urgent help. That's how it's called.
I see.
Ambulanta is a building where you go for like checkups and whatever.
That's true. Now it makes sense because there are veterinarske ambulanza and they are just like clinics. Okay.
Yeah, they're not urgent care. They're not ER. They're not anything like that.
I see. Okay.
So
hitna pomoć is ambulance normally.
Yes.
Okay.
So why is a blondie calling an ambulance? And then the answer is hitno joj treba 5.000 evra, which means she urgently needs 5,000 euros. And the joke is on the play of words hitna pomoć. And hitna is urgently, so she urgently needs 5,000 euros. So that's kind of an explanation. And the reason for that is because bottom line is she's not that smart. So she thinks that if she needs something urgently, she needs to ask for urgent help or the ambulance. These kind of jokes we have like vicevi.
That's great.
And then we have, and you're slowly, you're gonna, there's also some dirty jokes about blondies. You'll see, and you can read, and then someone can tell you. Because if you ask someone, tell me a joke, ispričaj mi vic, someone's gonna have one joke at least. I personally don't like kind of like staging humor, but some people love it, and I'm like, oh my god, what if they say it and I still don't get it, or I don't find it funny, and then it's like, oh, disappointment. So don't worry, it happens to me too.
Okay, good to know. The one that you wrote, one of them is quite easy, and I understood everything because it's so easy. Shall I read it?
Okay.
Šta je? Jaje.
Exactly. So, okay, backstory. These jokes that I wrote down, they're very mild jokes, and they're jokes that you usually learn when you're younger. And they're rhyming jokes. So they're usually, if someone says something, there's some rhyme to it that can, like, they won't expect it, because it's, if you're going to say something like a normal thing, like what is it or whatever, and they're going to just reply something as a joke. And usually it's, something that rhymes. So if someone asks, like, what is it? And then instead of you answering actually what it is, you answer jaje, an egg. And it's a rhyme, like šta je jaje. And that's why
it's like see you later alligator in English.
Exactly. But this is like a bit more, I think, harsh, because you are like joking. You're joking around, like...
and not giving the right answer.
Yes, exactly.
I don't care to give you the answer, I see.
And so I used this one. The next one I actually used even like yesterday. These are stupid jokes, but I still use them sometimes, like to remember kind of. So it's like, goes like this. Koliko je sati, which is what time is it? Again, a very normal phrase, right? And then the answer is prdni pauvati, which means fart and then catch it. So
prdni, one of the words that I learned here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if someone asks koliko je sati, and you can answer what time it actually is, but you can also say prdni pauvati, which I used a few days ago.
So fart and catch it. That means, like, I will not tell you. You just figure it out yourself.
You can't catch it, right? So, like, I'm not gonna tell you. And then we have this one, which is not really like, it's again like an addition. It's in German though. Do you know what "was ist das" means?
Yeah, was ist das? What is it?
Yeah, exactly. What is it? For some reason. I mean, my boyfriend does not like this joke, but for some reason we just say "das ist Adidas." Like, just because it rhymes Just because it rhymes, not because of anything else. Like, what is that? That is Adidas.
Okay, what is that?
Now you know them, and now you're gonna hear them quite a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to talk about? Do you want me to read some more, or should we switch to Inat?
We can. We can.
Okay.
Definitely. But I know that you guys joke about pooping, peeing, farting a lot.
Oh,
I just want
also
to underline.
there's so many other ones that are like sexual as well. I did not want to write them here, but you can definitely find them like with anything like very, very dirty. But I just don't want to say it here.
Okay, I'd like to share one little story. So in a hiking group, they were like trying to like joke around, and the topic was having sex. So they categorized people into two groups: one having good sex but not a relationship, the other one having relationship but without good sex, and they called themselves, the ladies there, of course, bezoba.
Bezoba?
Bezoba.
Bezoba.
So that means without both.
Yeah, exactly.
So they renamed the group, Viber group, as Oba, meaning that we don't have a good relationship, we don't have a good sex life.
Yeah. They should work on it. But yeah, that's you see, funny people.
Yeah, and I met them for the first time. I mean, so
yeah, that's they show that they are close to you, right? They trust you, so they can relax with you. That's all we want. We just want to relax and be ourselves and not be judged for these things.
That's great.
You said that you found a page. I know the page.
Yeah.
But you found a page on Instagram, which is called In Serbia We Don't Say.
Yes, that's a very great like page. But the thing is, they don't explain what it is. For example, I'm curious about this one. In Serbia, we don't say what's wrong with you. We say koji te je kurac bre.
So
I don't understand this, but I mean, I need to write it down on Google Translate to understand.
Yeah. So just to give you a context, people, it's like a page that basically gives out, shows you a normal phrase that everyone else in the world uses, like, what's wrong with you? Like a very mild, normal phrase. And then in Serbian, of course, you can say it in that way, like a very normal way, but we have phrases that are not so clean, you know, they're a bit dirty, and we just like we use swear words to express the same feeling in the phrase. So in this phrase, what is it called?
Koji ti je kurac bre?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, right? Which the translation in Serbian is which dick is wrong with you, something like that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Kurac is the bad word here.
Yes, so kurac is the bad word. It's the male genitalia.
I see.
Okay, do you have some other one?
Yeah, let me find it. Big deal. In Serbian, jaka muda.
Yeah, muda again is the male genitalia.
So, you have many different names for that?
Yeah, no, but that part is actually like the bottom part, the balls.
Okay.
So basically, which means strong, like, or like hard balls.
Hard balls.
You have balls, you know.
Okay.
But what is the phrase in English?
Big deal.
Yeah. So the translation, like 1-to-1, is hard or like strong balls, but it basically means big deal.
I see.
Yeah.
So jaka here, big.
Jaka is strong.
Strong, yes. Yeah. Big is veliko, velika here.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that they were mostly,
dirty.
Yes.
I actually have a video. I told you I have a video on that, and because they don't, sometimes they provide the translation in the description, but other times they don't. So it's like 50-50. So I made a video on some of the jokes where they don't provide the translation. So I just kind of like, they give you already an explanation of what it is, right? Like what the phrase in English means. But I translated 1-to-1 from Serbian to English, so that you exactly know what the word means. But as I told you, a lot of them are a bit dirty, so I felt so uncomfortable doing that. But still, I do it like in my day-to-day life, but just,
I see.
some things
But
are
I will
not for the
share it
internet.
on our
Yeah.
Instagram too.
Okay, so now you saw that we love to joke. So if you love to joke, come to Serbia. And if you don't like to joke, we respect that. But what about Inat? What is your impression about Inat? Actually, no, what is Inat?
Yeah, Inat,
The
that
best
is like a big spite or stubbornness,
and
independence at the same time, right?
yes, and exactly, and it's basically doing something just because you can, and just because someone said you can't, and you're gonna show them that you can. You're not really like too emotionally in it. It's not like, but you just want to prove that, hey, I have my own will and my own, independence. It's not like I'm an independent woman. It's not like that. But it's kind of like, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to show you that I can. And it can be from little things to big things, and it's a very powerful tool.
That's true. But when you write Inat in Serbia in Google, the first example in many websites is the bombing.
Yes.
The T-shirts with the Target pictures on them.
I wanted to, there's so many examples of Enot, obviously, because we're just like, that's our cultural heritage. But yeah, one of them that I thought maybe people would identify or like understand a bit more is like when we were bombarded. Wait a second. And because it was televised, I even wore like shirts with the target. So basically saying, if you want to bombard us, and we would not hide inside, but we would actually go outside. Even the kids, like everyone, the kids were not home, which if you think, it's a bit scary, right?
Yeah, and
but
risky.
And risky. I mean, people could die, and they were usually trying to bomb the bridges, something that would disrupt our day-to-day life, or like some fabrics. Sorry, that was my Serbian. Some firms, companies that were very useful to us. So again, that would affect our day-to-day life. So people would climb on bridges, and these were they actually bombarded bridges, and they would climb, and they're like, no one, and everyone was like, yeah, okay. People would dance or whatever. We would like march around around my city, through my city. So that's a big Enot for you, actually, to see.
Yeah.
Like we know we are right. Like, you cannot stop us, in a sense. We know what we're doing, and you're wrong, and we're right. Yeah.
How to say, like, we are stubborn, or she is stubborn? Like, what is the adjective form of Inat? Do you have it?
So if you want to say stubborn, I'm laughing because my boyfriend uses this word in Serbian a lot. I taught him. It's for a guy, it's tvrdoglav.
Say it again, please.
Tvrdoglav.
Oh my god, that's...
it's like a lot of consonants. Tvrdoglav.
Tvrdoglav. Okay.
Yes.
It doesn't have Inat in it. I was expecting Inat.
No. If you want to say stubborn, tvrdoglav. If you want to say for girls, tvrdoglava. And if you want to say, but actually Inat is you can use it as a verb. So you can say, I am you see, like, I'm trying to find a verb in English, but that's impossible. I'm doing this out of spite. Then you would say inatimse.
Inatimse, okay.
And it's reflexive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
in Turkish, we have the same words as I told you before, inat, and the adjective form is inatçı. So we have "çı" at the end, and she's very inatçı, I am very inatçı, we say. That's what I was expecting, but you use it as a verb and as a noun.
Yes, I'm going to check it out. Now I don't remember if we use it as an adjective, but I will definitely ask someone else. I wouldn't say it, but guys, I don't know everything, so I'm going to check it out and see, if that's right. But I usually use it as a verb or as a noun. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I actually have an example, which you can, I mean, I just wrote an example, a simple example, but you can use this in every sort of situation. Like, if you tell someone you're not allowed to walk on the grass, like sometimes you're not allowed, right? Like in Serbian, ne smeš da hodaš po travi. And then someone could answer, now I will do it out of Inat, which is, e sad baš hoću iz Inata.
E sad baš hoću iz Inata. Iz Inata.
Which is out of spite. But you have to use is, which is basically from.
Yes.
Do you have some examples of Inat?
Again, it's an example from Sarajevo, but there was this guy there who didn't want to give his home. The government wanted to, and it's now called Inat House.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So guys, if you go to Sarajevo, check out Inat House, the Inat House. Yeah.
And I heard that a common phrase, but I can't remember. It's about the neighbor's cow. It's again about, like if until the neighbor's cow dies or something like that.
I don't know that one, but I'm sure someone else would detect it. So at least in my area, you know why? Maybe because in my area we usually have pigs. So like we do have cows as well. It's not that we don't, but it's like mostly we have pigs. So maybe something about pigs.
Maybe.
But was that in Bosnia?
No, here. In Google, I found it. So Inat comes like you continue doing it until their cow dies. So you keep your Inat going on. But I can't remember.
It can be a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Very powerful. And I definitely do that. It's like, now because you said it, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do the complete opposite, and this. So that's also typical Inat from our side.
Definitely. And I heard that young people also do a lot of things that their parents command them not to. Or
that's the perfect thing to do at that, like in that period, right? It's like it's like you're a rebel, right? You want to rebel against everyone and against your parents and show that you're an independent person and you have your own mind and your own will. And so that's definitely something.
Then the big question for you: what have you done is Inata?
Oh my god, so many things. It's such an omnipresent thing that I don't even think about it. But I think like mostly in let's say in the recent past, it's always something about living with my boyfriend, right? So like trying to adjust living with him. So for example, if he tells me to do something, or if he tells me, sometimes he makes a joke and says, "You're a woman, clean the kitchen." And he knows I hate that. He loves to trigger me. He loves it. And I'm like, okay, now I'm not gonna do it ever again. He's like, there you go, you're Inat again. You're such a Serb, So these kind of things.
I see.
But I'm telling you, like sometimes people can reorganize their lives completely just out of Inat.
I see.
So it can be, as I tell you, it's such a big cultural part of us.
Yeah.
Guys, I hope you learned something.
I definitely learned. New jokes, and they're easy to tell. So hopefully I will use them in our next hiking.
And let us know which jokes you use in Serbia, which jokes you've learned, and what have you done out of is Inata?
Is Inata?
What have you done is Inata? I want to know, because I know some extreme examples. So you let me know what that was for you.
That would be fun to read as well. Your comments. Exactly. Okay, everyone. Okay. Thank you so much. Hvala puno.
Hvala puno. See you in the next talk to you in the next episode. And check out our Buy Me a Coffee page.
Of course, on Buzzsprout and on our Instagram page.
Exactly. See you soon.
Vidimo se.
Vidimo se. Prijatno.
Ciao. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our podcast and learned something new.
In case you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, make sure to share them on our Instagram page, Može Kafa Podcast. Prijatno!